can go to bed now. Julie, usually work on Fridays, but today you get to hang out with me. Oh, wearing your I'm Happy shirt. Awesome. And drinking a face palmer. Wow. I know what an Arnold Palmer is, but what's a face palmer? Is it an Arnold Palmer with just a crap ton of vodka in it? That's my guess. I hope it's something like that. Recipe for face palmer, please. We're ready for that. Yeah, I had a weird week. I had some funny interaction with a person who's very dear to me that I admire and respect, and we got kind of on the wrong foot this week, and it was a real felt like a real crisis for me, and I think now that that's all straightened out. I don't think it went the way either one of us had hoped going in, but I think that's all worked out. So this was quite a challenge of a week for me as far as that goes. Hello, Rich. Hello, Joan. Ramon. Greetings. Happy Friday. Ed. Triple Threat. Host, headliner, and drink waiter. Yeah. Oh, the Arnold Palmer, the face palmer is Arnold Palmer minus the tea and add rum. Well, that's lemonade and rum. That's lemonade and rum, Julie. I feel like that's already, that's, I feel like it's not a, Arnold Palmer, it has to be a Palmer. Anyway, why am I arguing with you? This is your drink. You invented it. You get to say what's in it. It's an Arnold Palmer minus the tea and add rum. So it's a rum and lemonade. That is a good drink. I think pirates would love it. Well, all drinks are good drinks if you enjoy them. Although here in the Varinus, drinks are for happy people. Let's all remember that. If you're feeling depressed, probably not a good idea to start drinking. So, oh, excuse me. The fart machine is in full effect today. Flavia, so glad you guys worked it out. Yes, I'm glad we did too. And I'm not sure where Belinda is. I don't feel that it's appropriate for me to open this. I would say it's an adult beverage because I think it is an adult beverage, even though it's a non-alcoholic beer. It still has less than 0.5% alcohol, so that's it has enough alcohol in it that they check your ID when you buy it. So that to me makes it an adult beverage. Hello, Sue. Welcome aboard. Margarita with chipotle soaked tequila. That sounds like a good beverage. I have to say, I was really thinking before the show today about the bacon garlic popcorn balls with cheese, and I can't remember what else goes on them. But I'm really sorry that we're not having that. Belinda was excuse me. I've got a little bit of a smoky cough. Belinda and I went in for a dip in the ocean pre-show today, and I think that then she got into doing some tidying up with the patio furniture. We got some friends coming over, and I think now she's in the shower, just whiling the day away, enjoying herself as if there's no show. Oh, here she comes, and she's brought our special guest. Everyone, raise your glasses and say a toast
Special
to Olive.
toast.
Olive is here
Olive's
today.
in the house.
Welcome aboard.
And Olive might have some family members watching today. So, Olive, can you look at the camera, sweetheart, or is it too much? She just laid down completely submissively on her back before we came into the office. Now, can you lower the camera so they can see her? Because that's as high as I can only get her that high.
Okay,
Can
I'm
you
just
put the whole thing?
I can turn it. I can give it a little angle
Here
down
she
so the dog
is.
is in it. It's a little bit of a. I think I might have to go up a little so I don't shave my own head off. But that's a kind of a weird
Olive.
angle.
There you are.
Mark,
Yeah, you're in
happy
showbiz.
Friday to Mark Bloom. Haven't seen you here before, so hello, Kevin T. Fitzgerald. I'm not an adult. Well, that's very possibly true, but I was able to get this adult beverage. Got a kind of a dystopian where do we go from here book recommendation. Unless you're down, then I'd wait. Sensation Machines by Adam James Wilson. I'll check that out because I'm ready
like
for
that
a
kind of stuff.
dystopia. I don't mind reading a pretend dystopia. I'm not crazy about dystopia, but pretend dystopia. I'm all aboard for that.
Non-alcoholic beer for people who just like to pee.
Well, I do love
Kevin,
to pee.
yeah, he loves to pee. Oh my God. The dog is the true host. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, because she just sits and then she's and she has a little yawn. Oh my God, I was so excited. You know, the thing is, when Olive came over today, she was very excited to see me, but then she did look at Nina like, well, could you please stay? Because the thing that'll make the
she
sleepover
wants
really
everybody.
great is if you're here. Don't leave me here with. I like this lady, but don't leave me here with these people.
I'm gonna
Anyway,
open the grown-up beer with the bottle opener that I keep hanging from the ceiling. Yeah, Julie's asking what day was the popcorn balls. I think that was Wednesday, but it could have possibly been Tuesday. I'm not sure about that.
Was I here on Tuesday?
Sweet.
Cheers.
You were.
Cheers,
yeah, Tuesday
Olive.
was the Bible and letter from Grandma.
And did we talk about
As always.
Jen's hot spicy balls that day?
Yeah, I think that
Was it
might have
then
been
or
Tuesday.
Wednesday? Sorry,
might have been
can't-
Tuesday. Might have been Wednesday. All right, so we've got a Friday happy hour. Are you happy? I was
Taste
talking about
just-
our dip in the ocean.
Oh
Wasn't it
yeah,
nice?
the Jerry's had a little reset because it's hot here today, and even though they're still saying the weather is, you know, the air is unhealthy for sensitive groups, and I am in the sensitive groups.
What sensitive group are you in?
Well,
I don't join the sensitive groups.
I'm in my own fucking sensitive group. I'm in Lady Cherry but I've always been. I think it's the having to endure the cigarette smoke of my parents for long car trips. I mean, why my sister and I were vomiting our heads off in the back seat. I mean, it was the roads were windy, but it was also all that cigarette smoke that we were breathing in.
So your dad smoked as well?
Yeah, my dad was a smoker. Before he became a pipe smoker, he was a cigarette smoker.
And your mom was a cigarette smoker.
And my mum was a
cigarette
cigarette
smoker. And then Simon
smoker.
never smoked.
Oh, yeah, no, he was a smoker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gave up before Mum. And then Mum gave up when she came here to look after Fanula when Fanula was a little baby with us. You know, we were all hanging out. We were all nesting in the house with the
That's one of the disadvantages of divorce is that you just you can bring more smokers into your life.
Well, neither of my stepmothers smoked. The second one had a husband who died of throat cancer or something terrible, like poor old Sigmund Freud. He died of throat cancer, didn't he? Anyway, so she was very not happy with the fact that my dad smoked a pipe. But, it was a combination of things that killed him in the end, not just the...
It always is.
It smoking, the Alzheimer's, the bad heart.
If you live long enough, it's always a combination of things that kill you in the end.
Yeah.
So Ed says they just started Dark. They're only one episode in. Yeah, you have to give it several episodes, Ed, because it's very complicated.
Well, it's also, it's sort of... It's slow moving as well, and you'll see the characters will draw you in. But I have to say, we've sort of watched 1 or 2 episodes of season 3. I'm just like, really, really dark. Season 1 and 2, I could go with you.
Yeah, season 3 is getting a bit weird.
Yeah, season 3 is like, okay, it was enough that we would try and have. Well, I shouldn't. Yeah, I want to tell you.
Talk about.
I want to do a spoiler, but I won't.
Flavia's saying all the days are blurring together.
Yes.
And that is a sensation that you have on Dark. It's like all the periods of time and...
You have to really pay attention. Is
really
it 87? Is it 23 years later? Are we in, because we go from 87 to 2020 or 2019 just before 2020. It's 23, yes. You want me to shut up?
Well...
He gave me a very sweet
Well, I was just trying to touch your
squeeze
arm
on my
because
elbow.
unless you're making a point or...
I was going to make a point, but I'm not now.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
it.
All
that
right.
point is,
Sorry to derail you.
Yeah, you did.
Sue
Yeah, I'm
says
just over here with Olive.
Sue says she can't join the adult beverages because she's painting her kitchen, which is...
Oh.
It's just as good as having a cocktail. That paint, if you can get some paint fumes going. Close the windows up, turn the heat on, party time.
It's really the other day I was asking a guy when I dropped off Fanula to get textbooks at the gate. You walk in one gate and then you pick her up at the other gate because they're not good. That's how much you could go to high school right now, is in one gate and out the other in the span of 10 minutes to pick up books. But I said, how's it going? And he said, well, I've done everything I could possibly do around the house. I don't feel like I'm going to get there. I feel like I could just keep doing shit around the house.
Oh, we haven't done nearly everything we could do around the house.
But God, you should have seen. I had a comprehensive vacuum clean.
It was really a historic vacuum clean for you. I mean, I really
because I hate vacuum cleaning.
So proud, and you were so kind of angrily triumphant when it was over. Yeah, I really
was I? Was that how you describe me?
Yeah.
Well, I
don't even like to be in the house when you're vacuuming because I'm sort of worried.
Scared that I'll come over and vacuum you.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah. But I vacuumed, and then I've also been up on the deck, wiping off the horrible sticky whatever it is all the deck cushions. So I've really, and that was not good because the air was. Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Not good for my sensitive group. Okay, I'm going to shut up. I'm really going to shut up. All right, that's it.
Some of the autobiographical stuff is anyway. Ramon says paint fumes and alcohol are a bad mix, and I think that's right. I was only joking when I suggested it, but maybe a glass of wine when you're done. We finally got relief from the bad air here. Yeah, someone was asking what fires are giving us smoke now, and I'm not really sure.
We've got one down here called the Bobcat Fire, and that's east of where we are. That's in the Angeles Forest. Oh, don't exit the show, Olive. They love you. I'm trying to make my knee as stable and a nicer place to sit as possible.
Rich says, "Happy Friday. We made it. Can we give up now?" You cannot give up now.
No, you
still
can't.
give up.
Because even though the weekend means nothing to us every day, well, it's a weekend. I mean, even a teacher from Fanula School who I talked to today said he can't tell what day it is. And then this poor guy, so he calls me to follow up on a thing for Fanula, which was very sweet, gave me a number, and I called him back and we had a little chat. And he said his kid who's in preschool, now they've diminished the kids' hours down to 4. So he's trying to teach, full-time teaching high school, and he's got, his 4-year-old is not going to preschool enough for him to do it.
Yeah.
That's a bloody interesting story. Okay, I'm going to shut myself up. You go, Jerry.
Rich says one drink a day rule. I'd have to live 100 years, 1,000. That's 100 with a comma. So it could be 100 or 1,000 years just to catch up. Oh, 1,000. I got you now. It was a typo in the first one. Joan says at the beginning of the lockdown, she cleaned everything. And now she doesn't give a shit. I get it.
Yeah, that Joan, lovely Joan. I like that attitude. I really do. It's yeah. I wish that I didn't. I mean, it's just the dust build-up. But anyway.
Yeah. So Julie's having a face palmer, which is a rummy lemonade. It's an Arnold Palmer without the tea, add rum. So it's a rum and lemonade.
A rummy palmer, she calls it, or a rummy lemonade.
Face palmer.
Face palmer.
Like this. That's face palming.
Okay.
Get it?
Yeah, got it. Okay. All right.
So,
yeah, thanks for pointing that out. I didn't read everything.
Ramon needs somebody cleaning the grout lines in his kitchen counter. Yeah, I get that.
Oh, I've got a friend for you. Oh, she's been on the show. So Rhonda loves to clean grout. You're a bit far away from her, Ramon, because she lives down here in Los Angeles.
I don't think Rhonda's coming over to someone else's house to clean their
She
grout.
said it once in the comments. She loves cleaning grout so much. Or maybe it was an Instagram, but she had a picture of her cleaning the grout and she had scrubbed it to within an inch of its life.
You've got to get...
No, the satisfaction she gets out of cleaning grout.
You've got to charge.
She's a weirdo.
You got to charge if you're going to be cleaning grout. All right. The longest street in the world that runs through the same city is here in Los Angeles. Figueroa Street, which runs north and south through the city for a distance of how many miles?
Oh, 14.7?
30. That's that's a lot of street.
That is a lot of street.
Yeah.
I knew going 14.7 was low. What was my other guess going to be? Because as I was saying it, I can't think.
Oh, Ed says happy sad anniversary today. 1 year ago tonight, we were at the show at the Punchline to celebrate it not getting closed down by Google Office lease, and now we're waiting for Rebirth 2 in some month. Yeah. Well, and I've got news for you. I don't know what's going to happen with these comedy clubs and their leases and their reopenings and how that's all going to work, because I was talking to a friend who is based out of New York yesterday, and he was talking about the comedy club that he works, which is or one that he works, which is kind of a B room, which is not as nice of a room as an A room. There you go. And he was saying that they say they're at 25% capacity and they're cutting their pay. Whatever you used to get, we're going to cut that 50%, which is, it sounds like they're cutting the pay less than the crowd size, which is true, but keep in mind, they were already probably underpaying by half to begin with. So, all right, so people are cleaning grout. There's a lot about that. Went to Twin Lion. Mr. Predicto can kiss my ass. Well, Keys, Mr. Predicto didn't say don't go to Twin Lion. I think he just said he didn't know.
Yeah, he couldn't tell you right then and there.
Yeah.
How was the Twin Lion dinner? Let's ask Mr. Predicto how it was, shall we? Let's see. Did Keys make the right decision?
Mr. Predicto, was the dinner at the Twin Lion that Keys had disappointing or not disappointing? I've asked it in the kind of a negative way.
Yeah, give it a tap.
Yeah, here we go, Mr. Predicto.
It was not disappointing.
Mr. Predicto said it was not disappointing, so it
Mr.
sounds like you enjoyed it, Keys. I won't even bother asking you.
Mr. Predicto sounds like his batteries might be slowing down slightly. It's giving... Do you think he sounds slower?
I don't know. I think he always sounds a bit like that.
Oh, okay. Very laid back.
Rich DeChooch is saying that first day since Tuesday in New York that they haven't had smoke from wildflowers, fires. God.
Oh,
the mouth.
Yes, well, we could go out and make a daisy chain, Jerry, with some little daisies if they have them up
With
at
some
Hotchkiss Flower.
wildflowers,
Yeah,
yeah.
some wildflowers. Yeah, well, the winds were going to be turning easterly, which is what actually made our air get better.
Uma says canned cat food would have been an upgrade on the twin line dinner.
Oh, God.
So that sounds disappointing.
Oh, that's terrible. I
All
told
right.
you guys how there was a kid at my school who used to eat jelly meat, which was canned cat food in his sandwiches at lunchtime. He was my friend Jane Donaldson's
Well,
brother.
we would have called spam jelly meat too, but which we've already discussed our difference of opinion on spam here
yeah,
on the show.
yeah, that you're a spammer and I'm a non-spammer.
Ed needs some grout advice quickly, everyone in the comments. Does not use bleach to kill the mildew. Bleach is supposedly hard on travertine. Well, I'm not sure what travertine is, but getting travertine might have been your first mistake.
Travertine is fancy.
What did you get into trouble for when you were young, Lady Jerry?
Oh, well, I was called Bindi Big Mouth instead of Belinda Weymouth at school, so I was quite loud and bossy. Can you imagine?
I can't believe how you've changed.
Well, what was funny was I remember once telling my father that Helen Opperman was the leader of our gang. And he couldn't believe that there was someone who was, higher up and had more sway and who people listened to more than they listened to me because I could be, quite emphatic about wanting to be listened to. My sister Poppy said the other day they finally worked out where their 5-year-old gets her personality from, and they said they think she takes after her aunt, moi, and then her mum and our mum. And our mum apparently had a report card halfway through one year that said she was noisy, and then at the end of the year the report card said still noisy. I hope they said some other things in there apart from the fact that my lovely mum was noisy.
Well,
she's really fun, my mum. So
she is fun.
Yeah,
she is
I
fun.
mean, noisy in a good way.
As you grow up, noisy can be a good quality. What would you most like to do for someone else if you had the money and time?
Oh,
Is it me?
what would I most like to do for
For
you?
someone else, if
I-
you had the money and time.
Well, I was actually thinking of someone who was more unfortunate than you.
Yes, no.
Someone who really needs help.
That's, I think, what it was about.
Yeah.
I suppose we'd like to help out our friend Hillary.
Well,
Maybe not.
Well, no, I would.
Maybe not.
Well, I was thinking the continent of Africa, or yesterday when we asked, we were thinking.
Oh,
talking
you'd
about
like to help some strangers. Well,
Yeah.
aren't you the
yeah.
philanthropist?
Well,
Philanthropist.
Yes. Anyway, I'm not coming up with a good enough answer to.
Sue says you'd like to hire someone to paint her kitchen for her.
Belinda would like to hire someone to paint my, and if she had all the money into. You're right, Sue. Yes, I would. I would like to hire someone, and I'd like to have enough money so that if you change your mind about the color halfway through, they could absolutely, reboot and start again, and maybe a couple of times. Because I think that thing of committing to a paint where you see a little swatch and you paint a bit on the wall and you go, yes, I really love my kitchen to be that color, and then you get a quarter way through, you're like, yuck, I hate that color. So how about that, Sue? You get to change your mind halfway through, 3 or 4 times.
I think I understood. I think I understood most of that.
Well,
so
I've been reading the comments.
My friend Mike Capizola is saying hello from London. Michael, as he appears in the comments here, is a cartoonist and stand-up comic, and he was. I met him in San Francisco, I think, at first back in the day.
And he's
so
got
he's
his
over
dog
in London. He's in London.
in his picture. Hello,
Well,
Mike.
we don't know
in
whose
London.
dog that is.
Right. This is our Borrow's dog. This is Olive, who we really love, who is very sweetly staying on my lap. But I think she's got an inkling to maybe want to get off. Or I think Olive, that you've got some adoring fans here. They'll be very disappointed if you jump out of shot.
Yeah. Dana
So
says
it's
he's
quite
giving
late
his
in
money to
London right now.
Planned Parenthood. Yeah, he's probably just an accident. He's going on to Facebook to read some angry political screeds before bed,
Oh, right, yeah.
as you do.
The Brexit,
as you do.
Brexit's about to get derailed. But you
Well,
guys
no, I mean he's an American, so he'd be reading. He'd be reading about.
what we're yelling
Well, who
and
knows what
screaming
he's
about.
reading about? I can't say.
Yeah, well, Boris is trying to derail Brexit, but they've got until what is it, October 30th?
No, he's not trying to derail it.
No, I know he's trying to make it.
He's trying to make it worse, but he still wants it to go forward.
He's trying to make it better for him. He thinks. It's interesting that they sort of allude back to the Troubles because they've been over for a long time, and that they could happen again.
Well,
but
they're
I mean,
it's
we live in a partisan.
yeah, but it was
divided.
it's a delicate solution. It was a delicate solution.
Isn't everything a delicate solution?
Yeah, well, it is.
I mean,
isn't it?
when you and I have a contretemps, and then we have to have a rapprochement.
Yeah, well, I like that. I like your suggestion today when we were in for a swim that we do have one day be marriage tips, and I was like, great. Do you have any?
Yeah,
Because
we were talking about the show.
You have to be able to give people
But
marriage
we do have
tips.
some marriage tips.
Do we?
Yes, we do. One of the things we did when we first got together, and this I think is quite good, guys, is we did
Don't you
not.
want to save it for the show? No, this is a teaser. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. Okay, you can. Then you
No,
can.
you go ahead.
You can tell us
What
in the
was
comments.
one of
Yeah,
the
you've got to
things?
stop judging everything I say. So.
Is that the kind of marriage tip you're gonna have? You got to learn to shut the hell up. There's your marriage tip of the day.
Yeah, no, you don't have to shut up. Just don't judge. No, so the marriage tip I was thinking of, and you guys can let us know in the comments if you would like us to do a marriage tips, do a show once a week on, how we are happily married. I mean, I think
You have to have some basis for people to say that you've got credibility as a person.
I just say I'm an expert.
Well, we've been doing a daily show for months now under the Varinus lockdown,
stress of
and
that.
we're still married. This is 96.8.
Well, I have got wet hair. I just got out of the shower from the swim at the beach.
Let's take your temperature one more time. 98.2. That's a bit.
Oh yeah, now I'm back in
regular.
business. I like to be in the 98s.
Yeah.
I feel good when I'm running a bit warmer.
97.5. It's good.
So
It's
one
good.
of the
Helps
things
kill the
that
bacteria.
we did, I'm just.
Oh
is
yes,
we-
quite right. Go ahead, please.
Well, it was
continue.
your idea.
Yes, proceed
I'm
forward.
I'm going to give you credit because it was your idea. You suggested that you didn't want to hear about past, lovers, boyfriends, relationships, etc., etc., and so we never talked about that stuff. And it's actually really good because you really should tell the other person the stuff that's is going to be beneficial for them to know in the relationship. Is having details of past relationships beneficial? I mean, I know that you had one girlfriend who was who liked French fries. No, who was a vegetarian, and then your mother didn't tell her that French fries were cooked with animal grease. That's not even.
I'm not even sure I understand what you're saying right now.
No, I'm not gonna go into it.
Joan says, book idea, marriage tips from Lord and Lady Jerry. I just like the photo shoot for the cover.
Yeah,
we get to dress up like a lord and a lady.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lord and
I'm gonna go,
Jerry.
and we can dress from different historic periods of lords and ladies, but I think I'd like to go sort of that.
We could do through the ages, and then what we could do is
Who's the one after Cromwell? Is that James? He was a good one. Good, roughly, fluffy guy.
Yeah, no. So after Cromwell,
just excuse
because they
me,
killed Charles,
and
then it
let
was his son. Yes,
let me get
Charles
out my
the Second, and Charles the Second is great
let me
because
get
he's
out
the
my
one who
list
liked to
of
party.
monarchs. Let me get out my list of monarchs of England.
Charles the Second is the guy who liked to party, and and he was pretty great. Bring back the monarchy. So the thing is, what we could do is we could time travel, and so we could talk about, well, if you lived in Georgian England and you were married, what would be a tip? So this would be super helpful for you guys because you never accidentally time travel.
Oh yes,
and you
tips for time travelers. Yeah, that's a great
time traveling
Tuesday.
marriage.
If we didn't already,
if you were in a
tips for time traveling couples.
Yeah.
Down through the ages.
Yeah, exactly.
When should you pretend you're married? When should you pretend you're not married?
Right.
Almost any time, if you're a gay couple and you're going into the past, you should pretend that you're not married.
Yeah. Pretend that you're not married, that you're roommates. I mean, that's everyone's always done the roommate thing. But yes, so okay, well maybe we're not going to do marriage tips, but I actually think we could do some good ones. I mean, maybe
Well,
anyway.
Truer words have never been spoken, Scott. Married folks who celebrate more anniversaries seem to stay together longer.
Yes. We're coming up on our 18th.
Yeah. Isn't that nice? We'll probably be doing that, celebrating that somewhere near
Laguna
the show.
Beach. We'll be down at Laguna Beach in a luxury hotel for a night.
Here's a marriage tip. When your wife says something like that and looks at you as if that's what's going to happen, it's best to just either remain silent or to smile knowingly.
No, I
if
didn't
you
look at
remember.
him as that's what's going to happen. I looked at him to defy me because he does quite often. I'll say something on the show, or and he'll in front of you guys, and he'll defy me.
Well, I'm not
Well, not
defying
defy
you
me,
today, except in
but-
general.
Yeah, not defy me. I just pretend I can't hear that fart. Oh God, yeah. You just make it go longer and longer and longer, so I can't ignore it. Okay. Show what the fart does for your fun meter, and then I'll show what it does for my fun
Boom!
meter.
I'm at the maximum right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Look at
I hate
this.
the fart
I've never
machine.
even seen it that high before.
Hey, Olive,
Oh,
what
my
do you
God.
think of the fart machine? Let's ask Mr. Predicto. Is the fart machine...
Order!
Ask Mr.
Order!
Yeah, ask Mr. Predicto. Is the fart machine
We've asked
sucks,
Mr.
right?
Predicto before.
Yeah.
Mr. Predicto, do you love the fart machine?
No, you don't love the fart machine.
Do
Tell
you
him.
love it? Do you love the fart machine? Mr. Predicto.
Yes.
Short and simple.
Oh, Mr. Predicto. Now I hate
Yes.
you. Now I hate Mr. Predicto.
Yes.
But you know who liked Mr. Predicto just then? Olive really sat up and paid
Did
attention.
she? She perked up.
Yeah, she did. She was
Keith,
quite...
41 years.
Wow,
42 next month.
That's,
Holy cow, Keith.
Yeah, wow.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Hats off.
We're just babies in,
Tip of the
in
old hat.
comparison, yeah. Okay, so that's 25 years, Dana and Cindy.
Since 95, yeah, good. Even at minimum, the fun meter still has an element of fun. I mean, right? Yes,
Yeah.
Clinton.
We are having
Exactly
fun. I mean,
right.
when we're disagreeing.
Where's the marriage at today? What are we taking the marriage into the weekend at?
Well, I think it's pretty high. I mean, we'll work out what we're going to do for our anniversary, and then I mean, we have to do a little bit of something because we've been locked up for so long.
Yeah.
Oh, we are going to be going to San Francisco next month, though. Righto?
Yeah, we're going to go to San Francisco the third week, I think it is in October, to go up and do a corporate gig. Maybe we'll see some friends while we're up there. I'm not really sure. Catherine Surdy Williams says hello again. Hello again to you also. Scott Weston's almost at 2 years of marriage. Congratulations, Scott. Those first 2 years are a lot of people bail before they can accomplish that.
But it's pretty sweet to be newlyweds, and then it's also there's a lot of getting used to it, or maybe you're already used to each other.
Yeah.
Ed is 38 years, same age as Jake, married as children. Yes. Oh
yes,
my
I get it.
goodness, you
Quite
were
right.
22.
Quite right.
That
That would be another 20 years. Imagine if we had been married, wouldn't it? 18 to 38. That's
yeah.
another 20 years.
Can we do it?
Well,
What do you think?
I don't know if I'm going to live that long, but I'm going to try.
Oh, you're definitely going to live till you're 80. Don't say that. Don't make Lady
Oh,
Jerry
right. Yeah, I'm gonna live till I'm
nervous.
80. Right.
God, that would be horrible. What am
Well,
I
I've
going
got
to
to
do if
live
I'm...
till I'm 80 because you're going to live till you're 80, and I'm in charge of arranging your funeral.
Yeah, exactly. In my death, if if things don't go well.
Yes, you have asked me to smother you with a pillow.
Yeah.
If you do become senile.
Yeah, if I get Alzheimer's like my dad, I'm not into being around. Olive, do you want to get off, sweetheart? Oh goodness, what a great time to bring that in when we've just been talking about when
Well, I just thought it would be funny. That's
Lady
all.
Jerry might be.
Speaking of SF, Ramon says, I finally saw the Omega Man. The acting is terrible, and the close-ups of the main character's face made the movie worse. Yes, Ramon, I have to say Omega Man is, you have to enjoy it for the kind of comedic value of Charlton Heston's performance. But yeah, it's pretty dated and weird. Dana calls dying first. Well, Dana, that's your business, but I encourage you, don't sell yourself short. You could still outlive us all.
Yeah, I think he's talking about between he and his wife. We're going to. I'm going to have a very strongly worded living will. As you guys can no doubt imagine, knowing me. Living to 100 has some appeal. It's a nice round number. Well, I have a grandmother
Well,
who's
that's what Flavia
101.
says.
Yes, that's what
I
Flavia.
like to call them out.
Yes, of course. Well,
Yes,
thank
quite
goodness
right.
you're here.
Our
Because
production meetings are a bit slipshod. There's
we don't
there's
have-
a lot more refreshments than conversation during our production
the
meetings.
technical talk.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll go for a walk this evening when it's cool, and we'll
Well, we
we'll do a
won't because
production meeting.
we've got visitors coming over. You've
We
got
do.
enough dog hair on your skirt now for a small
I know
sweater.
I could make a if I could knit the dog hair, I
well,
could make a nice little sweater.
I think that brings to a close our
Friday?
Friday show. The
Yes.
Friday show is always a bit looser than some of the other shows. We've just had a bit of a nonsensical time hang. I've enjoyed it.
I talked about quite a lot
I've
of
enjoyed it.
autobiographical stuff, which
Do you have another
you kept
marriage
on
tip?
trying to tell me to stop it, that it wasn't wasn't up to snuff.
Well, just keep in mind that
You'd already told them what I was doing.
and
Then I'm not
once
as interesting
once
as I
you told
think
the facts,
I
yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe just keep in mind that you're not as interesting as you think you are. Could you keep that in mind when you're talking? I think that advice
Poor
goes.
Lady Jerry.
that
She's
advice
just
is
not as interesting as she thinks she is. I mean,
No,
that
listen,
really
that-
that puts it right in a little.
Keep
know,
in mind
in a
that
kernel.
you're not as interesting as you think you are. Is some solid advice for everyone when you're talking. Anytime you're talking and you feel like it's gone past 1 minute, which is a fairly long time to talk without anyone interrupting you in a conversation, if it's gone past 1 minute, start remembering you're not as interesting as you think you are. All right. So today's Seize the Days.
What if I am though?
I know that's you. That's the
the
devil
trap
talking.
right now,
That's
yeah.
the devil talking.
That's the devil in me. Yes.
So this
Yes.
is from Tim Gunn. Did we do Tim Gunn already? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Life is not a solo act. It's a huge collaboration, and we need to assemble around us the people who care about us and support us and make us smile. I think we may have done this one before, but I think that's a nice one. That's a marriage tip. You want to surround yourself with a partner who cares about you, supports you, and makes you smile. And then you want to do the same for the other person, because you really can't force them to support
And
you,
you
but you can.
do fulfill those things for me, Jerry.
Sweet. And I've got it on tape. All right. Thanks, you guys. Don't give up.
Okay, I'm going to give.
There'll be
Olive's going to give a little wave.
There'll be
Okay.
plenty of time to give up
There
later.
she is, cutest dog. I'm going to put you down, sweetheart. There you go.
Don't give up. There'll be plenty of time to give up later. Check out this 2005 Airstream down in San Diego. I'm going to check that out. Scott, after the show, Belinda and I are really getting serious about campery vanny type things. So look for us parked in the street in front of your house soon. Okay.
And then I just want to say one thing about getting old. And then who was it? Ramon was saying at 99 you'd be praying for death. My grandmother at 101 says she's disappointed every morning when she wakes up. She's ready just to go to sleep.
Well,
And she's had a really good innings.
I think we can all relate to that during Barinus. But
Yeah.
try not to be too disappointed. Have a great weekend. We'll see you all on Monday. Thank you again for all your kind words and support. And, you mean as much to us as hopefully we do too. Hopefully it's a mutual thing. Maybe nobody cares about us, but I think that you do. And you should